The regulator has proven his true colors. I see your true colors shining through. Okay. This guy doesn't care about my wife. Look. This guy is your typical internet troll, internet hater. What he was doing was playing good cop, bad cop. That's what he was doing. Good cop, bad cop. So, for the past, whatever it is, I don't know, last 10 of his comments, they were all very heartfelt, beautiful. Oh, I feel for Jennifer. No one would lie about this. No one would lie about something so serious as terminal cancer. And me and my wife have committed to make a super chat. Now, I want you to really listen to all of these words and then decide at the end of this conversation if you feel the regulator is playing with a 52 deck of cards or if he's a little cuckoo, right? Or if it was all just a big joke, which I feel it was. Okay. So let's start with that. So the first thing is he emphasized he believes no one would ever make up something so horrific like terminal stage 4 cancer, and he's right, unless the person is crazy. Obviously, my wife's condition is very, very real, to the point where he even started defending me and my wife. Leave them alone. They're dealing with a tough time, blah, blah, blah. Okay. He even went as far as to say there is nothing wrong with if somebody wants to request a song. I read his comments. I read all his comments. That is up to that person. It is an entertainment tip, okay? And there is nothing wrong with it. But now let's rewind the tape because I want to kind of show you the whole progression of the regulator, the Norman Bates regulator. Okay, so at some point before the kind regulator came out, he was he was basically Jekyll and Hyde. He was Hyde. Okay. The mere mention of me asking someone to make an entertainment tip for a song or for music drove him so crazy to the point where he suggested he wanted to report me to YouTube. He said, "You are not a charity. You have no right doing this. You are blah, 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 blah. You're a horrible person. You're disgusting. You're a disgrace." Okay. Now, here's the thing. Obviously, I've said many, many times I'm not a charity. I've said this was for an entertainment tip, a service where someone requests a song for an entertainment tip. But as you can see, does that sound like a person who cares? No, it doesn't sound like it sounds like a person who's trying to, in some way, shape, or form, hurt me or my wife, trying to get us in some form of trouble, right? Okay, so now let's move forward, right? So I just want to show you how this guy, it most likely is just playing a game. He's a twisted, sick lunatic, okay? Now moving forward, okay? He'll make a claim like this. I want to give a super chat. My wife and I have committed to give a super chat to help you and to help your wife. But then 5 minutes later, he'll say, I don't want to do that anymore because Richie just wants to stuff his face. He's using this money to eat. Okay. And I want to give $1,000 to an animal rescue shelter in Florida in Jennifer's honor. Okay. So all right, so let's talk about that. Okay. How did you go from I can't understand how people are being mean to Richie, mean to Jennifer. Her condition is real. Nobody would lie about the condition. I'm going to make a super chat. God bless them. A small token of just, God bless you. God bless your family. How did you go from that to Richie is using money, whether it be super chats, cash apps, entertainment tips, okay, to stuff his face? So somewhere along the line, something had to happen. And it really goes back to the beginning of how you felt. So what I feel, it's this. I feel that you were never going to give a super chat. That was a complete lie. And by the way, another thing that's a complete lie is this whole thing that you're going to give $1,000 to an animal rescue center. You don't have $1,000 to Regulator. Okay. So okay, once again, it's time that we do, our little wager again. Let's do the wager. I'll tell you what I think you should do. Okay. What I feel is appropriate is to give a $1,000 donation to an animal charity when someone passes away. Okay? Which is when someone passes away, because that is in honor of their life and in honor of their memory. Okay? I gave him an example. If one of his relatives were ill, let's just say someone very close to them, and they were dealing with terminal cancer, the Regulator, would you go to that person who was still alive and say, what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to give a $10,000 donation to Donald Trump in your honor. Would you? I'm just curious. Would you do? Most likely, you wouldn't do that. No, you would help that relative. You would help that family member while they were still alive. Okay. But let's play the Regulator's game. Let's play. So he says he wants to give $1,000 donation to an animal rescue center in honor of Jennifer. No, Jennifer is still alive. What I think you should do. And again, it is not financial advice. I am not a financial planner. This is merely entertainment purposes only, from my opinion. I think you should give that same $1,000 donation to Cindy Lou Who's husband, who passed away. In other words, he passed away. Give it to the local animal rescue center in his name. Okay? And then I want you to prove that you did it. I want you to prove that you did it. I want you to provide some form of a receipt with a contact name, because they always provide this for 501cs. You're going to get some form of a receipt. You're going to see the representative's name. You're going to see I need proof that you did this. Okay, you don't have to reveal Cindy Lou's husband's name if you don't want to. Look, there's really no way we can prove this, because you know what it is again. Look, it's ridiculous. Let's just leave it alone, because there's the privacy issues, right? Well, I can't do that because of privacy issues. Listen, you wouldn't donate $1,000 to an animal, okay? You wouldn't donate $1,000 to children starving. You wouldn't donate $1,000 to yourself, and there's a reason why. Because you don't have $1,000. You do not have $1,000, in my opinion. Okay, I don't even think you have $100. Okay, you took weeks and weeks of looking back. I'm going to tell you a little history of the Regulator. The Regulator, from my past understanding, have given only, I believe it was either 1 or 2 super chats. And it was one time, it was a joke. This is going back maybe 2 years ago, where he was like, don't kiss your wife. I was about to kiss my wife. He says, I will give you a super chat to not kiss your wife. And the super chat that he decided to give was $1. And I think maybe he did it again at some point where he gave $1. Now, I want you to understand, this is a man who claims he has $130 million. I mean, don't you find it a little odd? Don't you find it a little weird that the only super chats in the whole history of my channel, I'm talking the history of the 8-Baller channel, he only gave a super chat of $1, and it could have been one time or maybe twice. I'm leaning more towards one time he gave $1. Okay, there's just something very rotten in Denmark. The guy claims he was going to give a super chat. I did about 2 or 3 lives. He said, I'm going to do it on your next live. He never came to the live. He could have even gave a super thanks, right? He didn't have to technically give a super chat, because the excuse he's using is, I missed your live. Well, what about John Bitten? What about Angie? They gave super thanks. It went through. You don't have to wait for a live. You could have gave a super thanks. Okay, so the bottom line is this. You don't have $1,000. You don't. You don't have $100. You don't have $5. Most likely you just have $1. And I think that times are so tough for you right now, because in the past he was able to give that super chat of $1, but he has been hesitating. He has been procrastinating. he has been really, really, really hesitating to give that dollar. So I'm gonna calm you down, the regulator. You keep the dollar. Keep that dollar. Don't worry about it. This fantasy island, like, tattoo, the plane that you're gonna donate to an animal rescues out there. Listen to me. You know it, and I know it. And I wish there was a way you could prove it. I wish, if it was really true, I wish that there's got to be some kind of a way that you could prove you did this. Okay? Go do it. Do it. Okay? But is there a way, you tell me the way, because I know there's all this privacy and confidentiality. See, that's where it's going to become tricky, right? But if you can figure out a way to prove to us that you actually donated $1,000, I would say do it for Cindy Lou Who. Because according to her, okay, I don't believe her, but according to her, I don't even believe that I believe she is a he. I believe she is Vera. Well, let's leave all that aside. According to her, her husband did, in fact, pass away from cancer. So it is much, much more appropriate to give that $1,000, animal donation, animal rescue donation in honor of Cindy Lou's husband's wife. Oh my God. Well, it could be the wife. You know why? Because I think Cindy Lou Who's a man. It could be a wife. I don't know if it's her husband who passed away, wife who passed away. Who knows? But anyway, whoever it is, whether it's the husband that passed away, the wife that passed away, whoever passed away, listen, do it in honor of Cindy Lou Who's husband, okay? Do it in honor. And somehow prove it if you could, okay? But you know and I know that will never happen. You don't have $1,000. You don't have $100. You don't have $10. And it seems like you're struggling with the dollar. It seems to me. Because how else can you explain it? You could have done a super thanks. Look, you're full of shit, the regulator. And I'm on to you now. You can take your crocodile tears, shove them where the sun doesn't shine. You are as fugazi, you are as fake as no one on the internet is more fake than you. I think you're looking to get back the heavyweight championship belt of the greatest hater in the world. That's what it is. You know what it is? You know you've been lacking. You know you're falling in the ranks. You want to go back to hater number one, where you're doing a great job. Video is not financial advice, not a financial planner, but I'm the greatest entertainer who's ever lived on planet Earth and the entire universe. The one, the only ape father in the house, baby. What?